Well, good afternoon. It's the last afternoon of 2020. I don't think any of us will be thrilled to see this year unceremoniously ushered out. I did think that it was appropriate to accompany this article, this column, blog, whatever you want to call it, with a short video because I think it's important enough. Hopefully, I won't screw it up and make it more complicated than it has to be. But there's a lot here. I mean, there's an awful lot of content, and I believe that much of it is really critically important to a successful 2021. And there are tools that I've used in the past and that I know work because I've shared them with others and I've seen them work. I use them in my own life, and again, I've watched others use them in their lives and achieve some success. And I think that's a good thing. And it has to do with questions and answers. It has to do with etymology and the study of words and gameplay. And I'm going to do another article that's more focused on gameplay, especially as it's appropriate for business and success, in a column later on. But for now, I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you. They're pretty interesting. One of them came from a blogger that I follow and really enjoy, a gentleman named Chris Brogan, who's got a very, very interesting way of looking at business in the world and success, and is a proven expert in his field of online communications, among other things. He's an accomplished author, written many books, many of which I have and read and depend upon. He's extremely skillful, so I highly recommend, like Seth Godin, time spent with Chris is time that you won't regret in general. But don't be surprised if he says things that make you uncomfortable, because I think that's half the part of growth is being uncomfortable. But what Chris has done over the years, along with his partner Rob Hatch, is set out on every new year to focus on 3 words. I mean, they could be any 3 words that you want to choose, but they really are designed to bring you back to your goals and objectives and what it is you're trying to accomplish for that period of time, for the year, for that calendar year. And he tends to do this at the end of the year in December, and set out to go ahead and put those words to work for him as the new year unfolds. You can think of it as a reset button because life has a way of tearing at you and forcing you in other directions. And one of the things that these 3 words can do for you is go ahead and bring you back to where you started out at the beginning of the year and what was important to you then. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't change. I mean, the rules of the game are your rules, so you can change the game any way you want. You can change the words during the year, although probably wouldn't be a good idea because you picked them for a certain reason, and it would make sense to keep them. But it's a great idea to use those as mile markers, as guideposts as you navigate your way through another year of what can only be trial, tribulation, and the unexpected. So come up with 3 words, and I posted in the meat of the article a link to the 3 words for 2021 that Chris posted, so you can get a better idea of what specifically he's doing and why he's doing it and how he's doing it and how that tool is useful. The other 2 things came from a book that was part of the Alt MBA process, and it's the process of what if and what if not, and it's designed to help you stop every so often, or especially every so often that's coupled to a decision point where you're going to go in one direction or another, and ask yourself a couple of really simple questions. I mean, simple questions with complicated answers, perhaps, but simple questions. And the first is, what if? If you're faced with a series of decisions, sit down and say, well, what if we did this, or what if we did that? What if we did this? What if we did that? And the thing that makes this interesting is that it brings with it an instant discussion of consequences, known consequences and unknown consequences, seen and unforeseen consequences. And those are critically important because far too often, far too many of us ignore the fact that whatever it is we choose to do will have a consequence. And that leads us to the other half of that game, which is, what if not? What if we don't do this? What happens if we have this decision to act and we choose not to act? But the thing that's here that's so important to recognize is the fact that even the decision not to do something, even the decision not to act, even the decision to fail to take a path is still a decision, and it has consequences as well. And it's important to know what those are and to recognize them. Because I can promise you one thing. Things will happen as a result of the decisions that you make that you had no idea would happen. There are gonna be plenty of unforeseen and unseen consequences that bubble to the surface as you're trying to navigate yourself through life. The third game is an interesting game as well. And it's been a game that I've played with our kids for as long as I can remember. And that's the game of why. Why now? And let me give you an example of that. Why are you doing whatever it is that you're about to do? Is there a reason? Do you have a reason? Are you reacting to something else that's happening, or are you acting? So to stop and answer the question, why, is a critical question. The second part of that question is, why now? Why does whatever it is that you have to act upon have to be acted upon at this moment? Is there a reason? Are you going to gain something? Are you going to lose something? What is the reason for the immediacy that you're facing, the urgency that drives the completion of whatever task it is that is before you and you're involved in? And take a look at these three things: the concept of what if not. Take a look at your 3 words, the idea of 3 words for 2021, and take a look at why and why now. And try and go ahead and anticipate what they could do for you in the coming year, how they could make your life easier in some way, and then jump all over it. My guess is that if nothing else, it'll help you achieve a different kind of clarity, a clarity that many times I was searching for while I was in business. And if I can help you do that, then this piece certainly was worth the effort and the energy I put into it. These are three games that can help you and your team achieve your collective goals and objectives for the new year. Of course, that is only if you choose to play, right? In the meantime, stay well, take care, and I'll wish you, while everybody else will wish you a happy new year, I will wish you a healthy new year. And if you're looking for more, there's a blog that I'm about to post on the misfirebook.com site. That's a not so short explanation of how all of this came about, how I came to write, why I came to write, how the blog has changed over this last year particularly, and how it's serving 2 masters at the same time. That's it for now. You all stay well and take care.